All right. 38108 Jackson Farmville area. I own some properties in 38108. The further north you go, the worse this gets. I think Jackson is about as far north as I prefer to go. I don't have anything north of Jackson. You get north of Jackson, you start getting to that Chelsea Avenue area and Hollywood, Chelsea. It's extremely tough. But 38108 at the end of July of 22, we had 32 sales, 1186 square feet. 78,379 was your average. At the end of July of 23, we had 23 sales, 1148, 73,000. Held very consistent. I mean, it stayed exactly what it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of old industry that ran along Jackson.
Yeah,
in Chelsea.
Oh yeah.
So I'm up in that area often to go in different places, but it's only 17,000 people.
Yeah.
And they're only making $28,000. Mm-hmm. So again, when to see this common denominator of the rent is like $750, $775.
It's just tough.
So it's hard to make when you're buying rentals and they're less than $1,000. It's just hard to make the numbers work when you talk about repairs and turnover.
And you said the average income was what?
$27,000.
So that's $2,200 or $2,300 a month, and you're saying the rent's
$750.
See how close that is to not being able to pay the rent.
So it's a third. I'm using that third, and property management's managed a few over there at $800. 6,000 parcels built in 1951 on average, 1,100 square feet, and they're 2-1s.
Yeah.
So they're littler houses. We'd seen that with the stuff that's up there by the cemetery.
Yeah.
There's a veteran cemetery up there. It's a beautiful cemetery. Yeah. It's just a challenging area. Property management's active over there, and Cortland's active over there. So they're just because they're challenging area doesn't mean people aren't doing stuff. And you list things for people. You don't necessarily advise people to buy, but you will list for anybody who needs to get out of a situation. Yeah. Property management helps people in situations. Cortland helps people. So everybody's active.
Like I own,
and I'm with you. I own some at 38108.
Jackson, National, and East. I like to stay on Highland East, but National for sure is kind of the cutoff, and keep going east in that 38108 area. But I own several. I don't mind that at all.
And I'll say, I've owned, I think in every zip code, some way, somehow. And maybe not in Germantown and Collierville and some others, but as far as the rental areas I have owned in those, I don't anymore.
Yeah,
I've been more selective, but we've told you.
Well, we've given you
the heads up on everything. With listen to the Zip Code podcast, listen to the statistics, and figure out what works for your goals and where you're trying to go.